Hey Scorpio, welcome to your June reading. I am working with the elements today, so it is incredibly windy. I am outside. My hair is going to be all over the place. I'm wearing a hoodie because it's absolutely freezing, and I need shades now because the sun is coming over past the house kind of shelter. So bear with me. I am using crystals to put on top of each of the cards. So they don't fly away. I did Pisces. It was a little bit disastrous. I did lose a card for a second. I did find it was safe. These are all new decks that I'm using. I will shuffle and lay as I'm talking. It is. I have my son out here too. There's kind of a lot of distractions, but we're working on a timeline as always. Interesting. But yeah, these are 3 new decks, which is why I was a little bit... Well, I'm very protective of my decks anyway, and I'm always like... If I lost one, I'd be heartbroken. They're like my children. This one. But yeah, I'm using Practical Magic and also Solitary Witch by Lucy Cavendish. I do tend to label my decks in descriptions as I've used them for videos. I have a lot more. I just haven't used them in videos, so they're not listed there. I do have many decks. This one, I think. So it takes a little bit longer because I am having to make sure that I don't have any flyaways. So I'm making sure it's secure for you guys, so I can give you your guidance. Look what is this? My hair was looking so nice today, like for the first time in a long time, because it's only just getting to a length where I'm getting like excited because it's getting long again. And I did it, and I was like, oh my god, I can see the length coming in, and I was so happy, like, oh, it looks so nice and straightened. And then now I'm just like, well, nobody will know because it's just everywhere. That one, interesting. Right, let me put some crystals on them. I might have to get a couple more crystals out. We'll see how we go. That one. And then for the main deck, I'm actually using the Mystical Realm Tarot, which is a deck that I bought for my mum, my Mother's Day deck, to go in a hamper. And the deck I ordered was very different to this deck in the imagery, which is what I thought. Like when I did it, I was like, oh my god, that's my mum. So I ordered them for her, but this deck came instead. Definitely not the kind of vibe that I was getting from my mum that she needed right now. It was the deck and the imagery that she needed. But I was intrigued by these, so I opened them. And you know what? I had them in my hand and I was like, oh my god, these are meant for me. So it's kind of a nice coincidence we had there. Like one of those little moments. Yep, that one. Where we're like, it's meant to be, they're meant to be mine. They're just so nice and easy. Look at the yellow. It's definitely not my usual aesthetic. Not something I would generally be drawn to. Yet I love them and I'm enjoying working with them. So I haven't actually worked with them in a reading until these readings for this month. And I'm enjoying them. Anyway, let's begin. So your first card, I have to move things around so I can see the imagery. You have Let the Past Die, Ravenkin. Oh, your crystal needs to be on you. And this is paired with the Beltane Lover. Oh, interesting. But definitely nostalgic energy that you're in, Scorpio. I apologize if I called you something else, because as I just called you Scorpio, I feel like I might have been calling you something else. We have ravens. There may be messages and intuitive signs coming through to you at this time, so pay attention. The water signs are definitely very intuitive during this time. So if you do have a lot of water signs, whatever they are, this could be a very connecting time for you, because absolutely every single one of you has had that kind of message. It is a time to be releasing and letting go. I feel like this is actually very beneficial for your relationships with humans. When I say humans, because I mean with anybody, friends, family, lovers, in order to have the ideal relationship that's ideal for you personally, because everybody is different and has different wants, desires, and again, different things. Oh my god, my background's moving so much. Sorry guys, all these distractions. We're working with what we got. And I definitely feel like there's something from your past that needs releasing that may be influencing your relationships. Now, this is also a similar message for Pisces. So even if you are, especially if you have a partner with Pisces, I would say do this kind of releasing together because they have a lot that needs releasing. And if you have this in your chart, especially your big three, more so, you need to be doing that internal work and connecting with your emotions because that's definitely what's arisen for Pisces. For you guys, I just feel this need to, again, go through a releasing process to make sure you're not holding on to any unwanted energy in order to kind of be a bit more present in your relationships. The Beltane lover actually is giving me very positive vibes. I'm getting this sense of coming together with a partner and kind of dreaming and creating goals equally with a partner. So this could be like looking to the future of where you want to be and dreaming big together. The together is very much standing out for me here. And that means letting go of the old, coming into the new. And I feel like that's what could be beneficial if that is the process that you're undergoing currently, is to making sure that, you are realizing that, for example, I'm going to use like your present home. If you're thinking of moving home, you could be very much attached to your very present home situation, right? It's very natural, normal. It's kept you safe and you've created your own surroundings. It's been your home for some time, etc. But sometimes it's like it served its purpose for that time, and it's healthy for us to move on and release our attachments to these things in order for us to invite better things and also to create coexistence with others as well. It's by letting go of the things that kept us in that independent state. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Your first card, okay, we have 8 of Wands. Definitely organizing comes up for me as soon as I see this. It's like getting things, all your ducks in a row, get organizing. This can be very mentally. I feel as though it's kind of this is something you're wanting to do or that you're doing intentionally. Because I feel as though the passion there and the drive to get organized, to get moving. And like I said, like getting your ducks in a row. I would say that you have everything you need already moving forward, but I get that you're in the sense like it's like ready to dip your toes into this exciting time in your life, which I'm loving. I'm loving this energy for you. Yeah, we got the Moon card next. So again, the Moon is kind of similar to the Star card in the sense of dreaming and hoping and wishing. I do feel like it has a lot more having faith aspect to this, and also this kind of needing to have blind faith, because it's kind of like you can't necessarily see everything that's in front of you, because again, the moon lights the way in the dark, but the dark is often still not all visible to us. We can just see what's in front of us, not something that's miles and miles away, unlike in daylight. And it's that kind of feel here. It's like you might not be able to see the full outcome here, but it's about having faith, moving forward, and again, just getting those things in motion. This may be something that's hesitant to you, because maybe there's aspects that are unknown and are kind of scaring you. But again, with this card, I am getting the coming together. I do feel like you shouldn't be doing this alone. You should be coexisting, whether this be in work, love, any dynamic in your life where you are dreaming big and making the steps to change. I would say it is helpful to be working with people. This wind is so strong. Next card, we have 2 swords as well. We don't have 2 swords, we have 2 sword cards. Page of Swords, interesting. So again, I do feel like there's a sneaky aspect of this that's just triggering something in you that's making you unsure of something. I'm not getting much more than that, other than I just feel as though there's something that's making you hesitant. And again, these could be just internal fears that you're creating, kind of like obstacle. But this card to me is saying like, just walk through the fog. Remember, keep your eyes on the target and not on what might, could, would, should be, and more on what is and what you are wanting and willing to create. That's what I would say with this card. And definitely be willing to explore. Yeah. Even with the next card, it's willing to explore, realizing that you have everything that you need already moving forward. And sometimes this is sacrificing something and letting go. I'm definitely getting this theme and vibe with you about letting go of something that, again, it doesn't serve you now, especially moving forward. It's as though you are attached to something that, again, it served its purpose, it did you well, which is why it's so hard to let go of. However, if you want to progress, it's time for you to move on from that. Again, this can be a value and a way of being as well. For example, being a very independent single person. Even in relationships, there are a lot of independent single people in relationships. It's where they feel as though they don't really need another person. But that's a really good position to be in. Not needing a partner and having a partner and wanting to be in their presence is a much more healthier way of being. If you need somebody else to feel complete, which nobody does, there's a part of you that needs healing. So be coming from that space of not needing that, it puts you already at an advantage of coming in a healthier position. However, that doesn't mean there's not unhealthy versions of this. For example, they're not knowing really that dynamic of how to coexist with somebody and allowing someone in that space, which then makes it really hard to release that kind of values that you've held for yourself that have protected you and helped you through that time in your life. So that kind of vibe of having something that may have kept you. Again, it's like being in fight or flight response, isn't it? Some things that we use in the way we be and act have kept us safe and kept us progressing in life. I just feel like it's now a time to shed those old ways moving forward. So keep that in mind. I'm just going to pick these cards up as we go in case we lose a card again. And I'm going to put them. And the next cards we have is Have Patience. I really hate when cards tell me to have patience. I won't lie. I'm like, oh, I'm always being told this. I don't like patience. But this card in this deck actually gives me really good vibes for patience. If you look at her, she's at peace with it. And this is with She Sleeps with the Stars. Oh, I love She Sleeps with the Stars. I was going to say stairs. She sleeps with the stars. I'm loving that. Both of these cards give me serenity. So it's kind of like release, be calm through this. Like, have faith. I'm definitely going to have faith, even from over there and moving on to this. Having faith moving forward. But this is very, very calming. It's kind of like things will come to you in time. It is a time more to rest and reflect. And like I said about it being a very intuitive time, this could be a time for you to observe and watch and kind of focus on the important things rather than allowing yourself to be distracted by noisy, messy things. That's just not going to serve you during this time. Definitely peace and serenity coming from both of these cards. And again, we have the moon aspect of sleeping with the stars, and I do feel as though, again, now might not be the time for you to be seeing something, but it is the time for you to be resting and recuperating, kind of in hermit mode. We do have hermit. Okay, kind of like going into hermit mode. And it's like a time of reflection rather than a time of really putting yourself out there. And I'm definitely getting this vibe of, again, releasing something with that. And it takes observing and acknowledging yourself, your emotions, and how you really are feeling, opposed to just the surface level feelings. Two of Wands and the King of Swords. Two of Wands. You definitely have everything you need already. I definitely see this sense again with what I said earlier. Where you have been has served its purpose. You are destined to move on. But again, I am getting this sense of not rushing into things. As in, you do not need to move very quickly on whatever it is that you are wanting to do during this time. And definitely do reflect. And again, if you are having doubts, even though you are being told, don't let fears stop you, because especially astrologically at the moment, not allowing our fears to stop us is like what it's all telling us, right? It's basically saying if something feels uncomfortable and scary, it's probably because that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. However, I do get this sense at the moment it's not time to rush into things. It's time to kind of take those early steps of organizing within you to make sure you're in a space to be ready for these next steps. Pardon me. We have King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I do feel as though there's something about control. And I was getting this over here with the organizing thing about needing to be in control. This may be something along the lines of like it's difficult again for you to release something where you are in control. And again, that dynamic of having independence where it's you independent of others can be really hard to release that control because you have literally had full reign of the control of your life up until this time, and it's now time to kind of give a part of yourself that's different to the previous time, or more so explore a side of yourself that maybe you haven't before, and that can be a little bit uncomfortable. So with this card again, I'm kind of getting no need to rush into things, no rushing. Next keywords, let's move all these things out the way. This is definitely a way of doing it, hey? Shine your light, light and dark light. And we have, she is moonlight shy. And this is in reverse. Okay, interesting. Especially with that hermit at the bottom. I do think there's something for you to learn about during this time, but this shine your light, light and dark, to me, it is fully understanding yourself, your shadow side, your all aspects of yourself. It's a time to explore that, and this is what's coming up for water signs, is what I'm saying. You've got all this spiritual kind of exploration to be doing during this time. It's a time of great growth for you guys. I can't see a bloody thing. With the Shine Your Light card, I really do feel like getting to the root of things. So if you do have issues in your life, it's like getting to the root of that issue. With me saying that, I do feel again it's internal work. It's getting to the root of how it makes you feel and the whys. It's doing that proper shadow work where we really see ourselves for who we are and understand ourselves from that nurturing, compassionate aspect of realizing we're doing the best we can, and perhaps sometimes the way we reacted in those moments is because of the way that we are wounded and programmed by ourselves to kind of protect our own energy in those times. However, that's a learned thing from a time where you needed to protect yourself. And where you are now or where you're going, you don't necessarily need that response anymore because you are safe. You are a protector of yourself and you don't need these self-protecting ways anymore. It's that kind of shadow work that I feel like you should be doing during this time. And it may be bringing up these triggering moments for you just emotionally. I don't feel that this is major for you as much as it is Pisces. So if you have Pisces in your chart, head over there and listen to that. There's a lot of interruptions during that reading. There was a plane, one of my cards flew away. It was very dramatic, so but head over there anyway. I'm eating my hair. Last two cards. See, we have the Page of Cups, which is all about taking adventures. I mean, how I read it. It's about, taking the step and climbing and putting in the hard work to where you want to go. At the same time, it's about kind of reaching the highs of emotional intellect. I feel as though it's like understanding yourself in a way that's next level of, again, nurturing, compassionate caringness that you would give your child if they were to feel the way that you felt through certain things. And that's kind of like what this is giving me. We're leading again to the Hermit. I feel like there is real potential and spiritual growth and a lot of wisdom in this kind of exploration for you. Ending on the Hermit would say that for the month of June that you are going to come to a different understanding and wisdom. This can be literal learning through, again, education, work, whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day, which is more of like your purpose. Could be something like that. But I do feel as though you're going to get like this more higher understanding of yourself on a more personal growth level. I do feel like this is leading you towards your prosperity, your success. I'm really drawn to the greens and browns. So again, earthing as well. I feel as though you should trust in you and trust in how you're feeling and what that's trying to tell you. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. Thank you for being here. We made it. We didn't lose a card. It wasn't too bad. My hair's like whatever, but we made it. We did it. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to my channel, guys, and I'll see you next month. Thank you so much. And I can't see